Hello, my audience. This is my review on Spider-Man No Way Home. Spider-Man 3 was Tom Holland's run. I give this 2 points out of 10 points. It really sucked that much. It was fucking lame, unimaginative, just brings in the characters from the original Spider-Man movie first two runs, with Spider-Man reimagined on the big screen, which is Andrew's run and Maguire's run. Just brings in similar familiar faces that highlighted the movie, old villains and heroes, but it doesn't tell anything of a story structure with Holland's Spider-Man as he goes through his own, character arc, I guess. At least it's unclear what his character arc is, but it has something to do with the language great power comes great responsibility, said by this time by Aunt May, who gets killed by the glider of Goblin's glider. And then collapsed from her wounds after saying it perfectly, without choking or coughing on blood. Then she collapsed to her wounds. It's very comedic how it plays out. At least I think it's meant to be. I laughed when she died, how it was played out. So I assume it was supposed to be funny. The mean part of the movie, meant for laughs. When Aunt May died in Spider-Man 3 was Tom Holland's. So that's just what I thought. It was supposed to be a joke. To remind the people of the background. So, I found this movie as a punchable joke movie. The story. The whole thing's punchable jokes. A joke feels like of a movie. Feels like a nostalgia afterthought of a movie. Right. Doesn't do anything different with Spider-Man than bring all recurring villains from the past. From Andrews and Holland's, not Holland's universe, just Andrews and Maguire's universe. It was their Spider-Man coming in later in the film. This really did suck a lot. Felt pointless. The whole trilogy feels pointless with Holland's run. The one that Holland started. The whole run feels like pointless, especially the third one. I think the third one's the worst in the bunch. But I'm not sure. It's a toss-up between this and Homecoming, which is worse out of the Holland run. For me. That's what I think on Spider-Man No Way Home. I give it 2 points out of 10, and I say this sucked enough to say this is impressively bad, actually, of a story. Worse than No Way Home, than a story called One More Day, Spider-Man One More Day story. This feels like a more fucking stupid story, more of an unnecessary mess than Spider-Man One More Day story from the comic universe. Somehow this is worse. I'm impressed. No doubt about that. This is worse than the Spider-Man run Brand New Day even, and worse, which is a follow-up story of Spider-Man One More Day. It's worse than those two dumb versions of Spider-Man runs. Stories. These movie, Spider-Man 3 was Tom Holland's run, called No Way Home. Sucked that bad of a pointless, shitty mess of a story. Feels like a mistake making this movie. I feel like it was a mistake viewing this movie. I feel like they shouldn't have made this movie because it was a mistake viewing this movie. That's for sure. I regret it. I regret like having diarrhea out of my asshole. That's how much I regret watching the Spider-Man movie. Very bad of a movie. I thought sucked. This was the worst Spider-Man movie out of the bunch I've seen. Out of all of them. This is somehow worse than the first two Spider-Man movies from 2000 with Maguire. And worse than Holland's first two Spider-Man movies. This was the worst fucking movie I've ever seen with Spider-Man Holland's or of played Peter Parker's Spider-Man. This was top the mother of all shit of a Marvel movie. Worse than Marvel's Endgame. Or Captain Marvel, you know? Or Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Shit. Sorry, Madness is called. Multiverse of Madness. I would have just called it Multiverse of Shit writing. And I would have just called the Spider-Man movie pointless instead of No Way Home. It's to the point and often, or maybe call it Spider-Man nostalgia beg you. See this movie. Or Spider-Man nostalgia ride. Or Spider-Man the nostalgia movie trip. Or no, maybe Spider-Man nostalgia movie Reborn, since it's kind of a different actor playing Spider-Man, but it's just nostalgia rehearsing similar waters that we tread with the character on screen. That's the big screen. With the exception of forming the Sinister Six this time around, but curing them of their villain madness, powers, I guess, whatever. It sucks, but it works. In the plot, the cures, and making villains sane again, I guess. Then they teleport them home with the other Spider-Man and back into the universe. Spider-Man makes a new voodoo magic wish to Doctor Strange to grant. If they teleport, forget about Peter Parker. Where will that be? The events change the world within the world of Spider-Man Brand New Day. How much has the world changed as the world's forgotten about Peter Parker, but remember Spider-Man? We'll see in Spider-Man 4 Brand New Day coming out this year to a theaters near you. But this Spider-Man movie blew. The trailer to Spider-Man Brand New Day looks top-notch, but maybe that's the only thing that we're going to see. Everything that's good at the movie is everything that's in the trailer that I'm hyped about. That's not even probably the final film. Marvel's known to edit stuff out. Wouldn't be surprised if they had everything from the good that got me hyped from the trailer out. Like they did with Infinity War. Every shot. You haven't think that Hulk was going to be in the movie in the final battle with the Avengers when the Tari army comes against Wakanda. Me thought the Hulk was going to show up at that for that final battle because that's what the official trailer showed. In the final official trailer, it was. Even in Hulk. Lining up, running with the Avengers. But it was never in the movie. Why do I get the feeling everything that's happening in this movie, even Spider-Man's transformation, may not be in the movie? His mutation of his that's teased at in this movie that's got me hyped. Why do I get the feeling this will be part of reshoots that will get edited out and for less exciting plot twist? My blood pressure's going to go skyrocket through the roof if that's the case. If I'm right. That I worry about. Have nightmares on often. That's going to be the case for the Spider-Man 4 Brand New Day, known as titled. Starring Tom Holland's fourth Spider-Man outing, solo outing. He's going to fuck. I worry this is going to fucking be not like the trailer at all. Don't worry, everything's gonna be added out of the trailer that I got hyped for. I saw in the trailer teased that. That's just worry about that. Later when I see the movie. And I'm going to see it streaming because I don't trust Marvel to deliver trust them enough anymore for a big screen appearance because I've been let down by them so many times, especially with Holland's run in the Avengers run sequels. The only Avengers movie I liked was the first one. Too bad the others sucked. Like this movie. Anyway, that's my review on Spider-Man No Way Home. 2 points out of 10. That's my final verdict. Goodbye. Subscribe. Night. Bye.